All right. Okay. Good evening for all of them. It's gonna follow us online, and good morning and good afternoon if you're gonna watch this video after, whenever you want. Oh, hello everybody.
Hello.
Hello, hello.
Hi, Richard. I didn't talk to
Oi.
you yet. No.
Hi, Andrea. Hi, Marta.
All right. We are going to start the Heaven and Hell book today, and I hope everything's go right. And to start everything, we're gonna start with a prayer, and I'm gonna ask Lindalva to do it for us.
Yes. Hello, Liliane.
Olá.
We're,
Hello.
we're just getting ready for a prayer, to say our prayer. And so let's quieten ourselves, forget our daily worries, our troubles, and concentrate on this at this moment, on these moments that we are sharing together, gathered in our Master Jesus' name, thanking our Father, our Creator, for allowing us to be gathered together for learning about ourselves as human beings, as immortal spirits, learning about how to live better while we are in this physical world, and also how we carry on as and when the day comes for us to go back where we have come from. And we thank all of those brothers and sisters who are gathered with us in spirit. As we know, we are never alone. There are always those who come to study in spirit. There are the spirits who come to help us. And we would like to welcome everyone and asking our Master Jesus to protect this moment, asking for inspiration to understand the study today, and asking permission to begin this meeting. Thank you.
All right. Welcome, Liliane. So, as we promised, we're gonna start with the book today, and because once we did a kickoff before, but we decided to stop to make a pause to discuss a little bit more about the base of spiritism and to talk about Allan Kardec and all the people involved with the spiritism, all the phenomena, and all the events that came out with the spiritism later afterwards. So yeah, let's start with a brief recap, just to remember what we talk about in the beginning. Yeah, we know about this book is the fourth codifications book. So before we had the spirits book, then mediums book, then the gospel according to the spiritism, and then we come with the this heaven and hell. So this book came out after, as I said, the book's purpose is to study the human being destination after body's death. And Allan Kardec's title refers to the church teachings that believes in two places called heaven and hell. So Kardec was trying to clarify what we think, what we believed before about the creed of heaven and hell, which was really important to know because nobody knew at that time where the spirit's the spirit's destination after that, after the grave. So it was very interesting for Kardec to study this kind of the phenomena. So that motivates Kardec to do this book. So this is a brief description of the book. Also, is Divine Justice According to Spiritism by Allan Kardec, a comparative examination of doctrines concerning to the passage from corporeal life to spiritual life, concerning future punishment and reward, concerning angels and demons, concerning suffering, etc., followed by several examples regarding to the true situations of the soul during and after that. So it's very interesting for everybody, for all of us, because at the point this book came out, the people had no notice from the spirit world. Yeah, actually they had, but not as Kardec brought to us. Most of the communication was made by mystic people, esoteric persons, and anything that they was called, were called spiritualist. So it more attached to rituals and all the process of mysticism, which Kardec studied and brought to us a codified doctrine with all the teachings in a book, and also asking clearly to all those people that disincarnated what was like to be in the other side of the life. So that's why it's Divine Justice According to Spiritism. As we talked before, and I remember Lindalva said that she never understood the eternal punishment of hell or the eternal delight of the heaven for all of us, and divided the humanity in two sides after that. And so in this case, God became more just, more fair with all of us, because at the beginning of the Spiritism, we understood that we don't live just one life. We live a lot of lives, several lives in different bodies and different characteristics and different characters. So many of us is going to pass through the Earth or another planet, and with the different roles. And that is the divine justice, to give us a lot of opportunity to make mistake and to fix them after. And it's not just one existence, which means we're going to have a lot of chances to do many things, right and wrong, to learn, always learn with the mistakes and with the good things we do. And so this is something more rational, more just, more fair in our vision. Yeah, I remember a comparison did with the God and the parents and the earth. We punish our children. Yeah, we punish them, but we don't want they to suffer forever. the punishment we did or we do with our children is just for a moment, just for a lesson, just for learning something. And if we compare ourselves with God, we cannot understand how God would be so bad, so evil with all the humanity, punish them forever and send them to hell, or being so delightful with someone to send them to heaven. So yeah, I think this is was the first questions that raised in the Kardec's mind. Do you have any comments?
Yeah, I think this spiritism is really such an important tool for us to understand that we were not created to suffer eternally for our mistakes, especially because this is, you've just mentioned, Andrea, one of the things that really used to scare me when I was a lot younger, and I heard talks about God when I went to church. Sometimes when my parents tried to take me to church, and I never felt easy because I thought the words and the masses, sometimes the words that they used were quite harsh, and because I couldn't understand them, I used to get scared because I didn't want to go to hell, the hell that people usually talk about. I knew I couldn't go to heaven because I didn't feel like in myself that I deserved to live in heaven. And then I became someone who didn't, in a way, didn't know where I belonged, because I didn't want to belong in hell. And also I knew I couldn't, I wasn't perfect enough to go to heaven. But I think Spiritism does explain to us that the aim of the justice of God is that we all reach happiness, we all reach perfection one day. And that makes all the sense to me, because I was just thinking here about sometimes when we talk to people about the reincarnations, that we come to what a lot of people call karma, that they have to undergo a lot of things that they don't like. And then if when we talk about, oh, I'm going through these, but it may be something that I have done in my past, a mistake I have made in my past, and then I have come to repair it. And a lot of people don't agree and don't like it, because they think, well, I wouldn't like to be here paying for something that I don't remember. But I think when we think about justice, our justice here, that is very imperfect. Anyone who commits a crime, they have to repair it. It doesn't mean for us that if we commit a crime and we don't repair that crime through the laws of through the human laws, that crime is going to disappear from our mind. We are going to carry with us all the mistakes we have made, all the good we have done, and we in that imbalance that we have created, we need to come back to rebalance things up. And I think that the important thing also that we need to keep in mind is that the punishment is not God who punishes us. It's our guilty conscience, isn't it? Because when we have done something wrong and we don't forget about it, a lot of us don't forgive ourselves for what we have done, and we suffer a lot. So God always gives us opportunity to repair our mistakes through love. And that is why Jesus only spread love when he was on earth, to show us, you can reach heaven through being good, through being charitable, through working to help your fellow beings who are in a difficult place. And so that is all to do. It's us who make our choices where we want, which path we want to take. And so to me now, when I met Spiritism, I just felt at home. I think this is home. This is the family I want to have. I know I am going to be making mistakes, but I know that I will never go to hell and burn forever and be punished forever for the mistakes I have made. I can repair it. I can redirect my path, and so that I am in the right path.
I feel like there's 3 stages. It's like there's heaven and hell, and then you've got the middle place where you learn how to get there, really. So you've still got to, when you come back down, you choose. It's not anybody else choosing. You choose for your mistakes what you're going to go through. So in a way, you can only blame it on yourself.
Liliane?
Por que a gente se acha importante a ponto de merecer um monte de coisas? Se a gente considerar o planeta Terra dentro do universo...
Lily, can you speak English, please?
I forgot. Why we believe that we are important, that deserve all these things. If you think about our planet in the universe, our planet is nothing. If you think about us inside the universe, we are less than nothing, because nothing at least is a word. So we are absolutely nothing. We are not better than the other animals. So I believe in a divine, how can I say, intelligence or God, whatever. But why this intelligence? Why this God? We are nothing. Compared with the universe, we are nothing. I don't know, but think about us in this planet. We think that we are better than the other animals. If you are in the garden and if you find an ant, formiga. How can they say formiga? Ant. So if I found an ant, I will kill it without any regret, because it's nothing. So comparing with the universe, I think that we are like this. So why this God or this intelligence will keep us forever? We don't keep any ant forever. There is no reincarnation for all these small animals. And in the universe, we are smaller than them. So what sometimes I question is, I love this person. I pass for many others religions or other things, and the only one that I really like is this one. But always come to my mind, why, as a spiritist, I believe that I'm important, that I'm something that is fantastic, God or intelligence want to keep us. We do a lot of wrong things. Why to keep us? So why? Why make you all believe that we are important?
I agree with you, Liliane, that we are so small that we are insignificant with comparison with the universe. But in the spirits book, Kardec asked to the spirits, what's the universe is made? And the answer is God, the spirit, and material. So there are three elements in the whole universe. So spirit, God, and material. So in this case, I would suggest that we are really small, but we are just like a little flame from God. And the spirit, there is no size. There is no size for the spirit. The spirits can be small or smallest or big or massive. There is no measurement for spirit, not even a comparison what we already seen in the universe so far. I know in the future we're gonna have a comprehension of what is the spirit, and probably we're gonna understand a little bit more what's God. But thinking about that, and we have some. Yeah, before talking about that, I'd like to talk about the creed that there is a special creation. For example, in the beginning, they believed that God created angels, created demons, or something else, another species of inhabitants, which is not true. So, starting from the principle that all of us in universe, we are spirit, no matter if you are evolved or not, no matter if you are good or bad, no matter if you are intelligent or dumb, doesn't matter. All of us, we are a spirit that animate bodies, human bodies. So according to the spirits, in all over the universe, the spirits animates body, different elements, different composition, but it's the same format, human bodies. And the animals are part of creation, and according to the spirits book, it's kind of the beginning of the constructions of the intelligence principle. The intelligence principle is going to become spirits at one day. It's a little bit complicated to talk about this right now, but we can just have a little bit horizon. What's the difference between the spirits, the animals, and God, and the material? So we have animals with the intelligent principles that's going to become spirit, millions and millions years or decades or ages. We have already spirits animating bodies, which is us. That the spirit, there is no size for spirit. It can be massive or micro. And we have God. So in this, what is the what I mean? What I want to talk about or conclude that we are, no matter how big we are, how small we are spirits. We are the second element in the universe. So the first one is God, the second one is spirits, that is us, and the third one is material, which is the inanimate things like wood and stone and but all of this, even planets, atoms, or molecule or cell, everything is connected by God. So as you said, there is an ant or slug or a cricket or a butterfly, but everything is connected. One day, we're gonna respect all of this, all the creation. At that point, that at some planets, like for example Jupiter, there is nobody eats animals or vegetables or anything. They just breathe and they fed them up with just the air. So it's very interesting. I don't know how it works, but it's something more human. It's more, I would say, not human, more angelical.
Yeah.
That we don't need to kill
No, they eat fruits.
fruits.
Yes.
Yeah, some of them eat fruits.
Yes.
And they use the animals to do the domestic services like cleaning and take care of children and all those stuffs. It's very interesting. It's the Spirit magazine that Martha knows really well, that can share with you. So yeah, I don't know if I create more confusion, but that is the explanation about the difference between God, spirit, and material, and how we need to treat animals and all those things that is not spirit yet.
Okay, but
And we
if
are
you think about our body as the animal bodies or the materials, in the end of the day, we are just energy, compact energy, but we are energy, protons, neutrons, and then different combinations in the end. So in essence, we are the same. So if God, if I'm using this body now, if my soul is using this body now, he can use another one in another planet, and it could be in a different format. So what makes me different than the other animal? Because the other animal, like elephant, cannot have a soul.
Yeah, what makes you different is that exactly that you already have a soul and you are an individual. You have already reached a point in your life. I mean, we are very small. We are still spiritual children, but we are already something. We have free will. We can make choices. That is what differs us from the other animals, is that we have already reached, we are intelligent. We have already reached a phase in our development, in our evolution, that we have this added on, this adds on that the animals don't have yet. The animals, they are still following instinct. We still have instinct, but we have free will. We can make choices.
No.
So
No.
the
No.
bodies are created by the same. Sorry, what are you saying, Liliane?
No, there is a lot of scientists that already prove that there is a lot of animals, they have some attitudes, they have some kinds of language. They have experience with giraffes in a zoo, and they have babies, and they have a place like they choose. It's like a maternity or a place where when one giraffe go to feed themselves, the others come and look at the animals. There is a lot of examples in science that prove that there is a lot of animals, they have intelligence. Maybe not in the level of us, maybe some better than us compared with some people that we have. Really.
Of course, there are animals that, I mean, the animal kingdom is huge, isn't it? They don't all act the same. They are also evolving. We have to understand that they are not all the same. The same way we are not all the same. We are not acting all the same way, even though we all have free will. We all can make choices. We all act differently because of our individuality, because of where we find ourselves in our evolutionary state. But what I'm saying is the intelligence that the animals have it is still more, is not, is more instinctive. They can't, I mean, I can't say exactly if they are thinking, but this is what we can think. If we are going on a road and we think, we can think. Sometimes if we are following a map, and the map is like guiding us through a place, and we can think, is this really taking us to where we want to get? And I think the animals, if we notice, I'm not saying for all of them, but most of them, they always follow the same cycle. They sort of do the same thing. They repeat, you know, the
There
same.
is a dogs that are guides from people that go to different places, different roads, different streets. They need to decide, because they are the dogs that are
The
guiding.
guide dogs, they take a long time training. They are trained for a very long time.
So they learn. If they learn, it's because they have some kind of intelligence. So I'm saying that in different levels, we cannot say that we are the only intelligent animals in this planet. There is now, the science is proved that there is animals with certain level of intelligence. So we are not the only animals. In different levels, there is other animals not with the same intelligence. So
this questions about the animals and the human, it's a large, it's a massive discussion, and I promise you that I'm gonna bring this to our forum.
okay.
And yeah, it's very interesting. It's all in the Spirits book, and there are a lot of discussion about that, but it's very exciting matter, because this brings us to all this detail. But one thing is clear: the animals, they're gonna, as the Spirit says, the animals is gonna evolve. They're gonna develop, but they're gonna be always animals. But you know, the animal from the beginning of the planet is different. It's more intelligent. It's clear. It's right. But they are still animals.
Yes.
So the humans are humans from the beginning until now. But anyway, I promise you, I'm going to discuss that later. I'm going to bring this matter an opportunity later, not now. Okay. I appreciate your curiosity, because it brings us to study a little bit more about this, and this is a really exciting matter subject.
In the Genesis book.
Genesis, yeah. When we're going to start Genesis, we're going to see this subject of matters remember us. So let's go further with the heaven and hell. So yes, we're going to have a lot of opportunity to do that.
Okay.
So the book is split in several parts. We passed through this before, but again, so the first part is doctrine. The second one is the future, life, and nothingness. Second, fear of death, heaven, hell, purgatory. It's the third way that Richard mentioned. It's the purgatory, and the doctrine of eternal punishment, the future punishment according to Spiritism, the angels, demons, the intervention of demons in modern communication, the prohibition against the evoking the dead. Okay. So we're going to start with the future, life, and nothingness. So we live, we think, we act. That's certain. And we die. That's no less certain. But where do you go when we leave this earth behind? What it be like for us after that? Will we be better off or worse? Will we even exist or not? Being or not being? Such is the alternative. Forever or nevermore? All or nothing? Will we live forever, or will everything end once and for all? is it even worthwhile to think about all this? So those questions came out with Kardec, and he started to think about those things, and I understand that most of the people in the population stop at least once in life and think about those questions. What I'm doing here? What's the purpose of life? Yes, I born, I grow up, I study, get a job, make money,
Suffering.
suffering in the school, in the job, get a family, form a family, married, children, and get old, sick, and die. So what's the purpose of that? It's something
Or not, because
vain.
there are many people and born, grow up, and die happy.
Happy
Very happy.
happy or sad, it's not, it doesn't matter, but
Yes.
it's just born, feed, run and try to get something and die, just that. So this is those questions came out. I think it's those questions are rounding, are hanging up our mind for forever, since the human beings start to think. I think they think about that. Many tribes, many group of people, primitive people, they had the conclusion, the conclusion around their life. So they create cults and create religions and many ways to understand the death. And the death was the mystery for most of them, and still it is. And when Lidiane was, when Lindalva was talking about the fear of the hell, or fear of the suffering, eternal suffering, I was thinking about how the religion used the fear to dominate people. So it's just easy to tell you, don't do that, because after you die, you're going to go to the hell and suffer forever. So nobody knows. How can I have a certainty that that's not true? Because nobody came back to tell me. And if someone tried to do that, the religion prohibited to evoke or talk to that. So there is no opportunity to someone come back and say, no, there is no hell, there is no heaven, everything continues the same. Or for some reason, someone came back and say, yes, there is heaven and there is hell and there is purgatory and everything is true. But for some reason, the religion was manipulating the fear and make us, desperate and just follow the rules without questions.
I think to me, there are all of those questions that we may, when we are thinking about life or reflecting about the purpose for living, we all ask ourselves those questions. But then it comes justice again, isn't it? Because when we look around our world, we are not all living the same kind of life. We are not all occupying or animating a physical body that are equal, that are the same. We are not all doing the same things. Some of us are still doing some making very difficult choices that bring a lot of suffering to the world. And so there is also that question, isn't it? That if we only come to live in this life, in this world, and we only live once, where is justice, for for everyone, well, because we are all in different places. We are all, some people, a lot of us who still think that when we have an experience in a rich situation, that is happiness. But we know that rich people are not perfect, that they also go through a lot of hardships. They go through a lot of different difficult times. And so I think that, to me, there are all of these questions, but also these extra questions, that it wouldn't, like, when we are born with special needs and we don't experience the life in full, where is justice, and so I think that it makes so much more sense to know that these are experiences wherever we find ourselves. This is true. These are all true, but these are not our only experiences. That we have had many before, and that we'll have many ahead of us.
Yeah, well noted. Some people that born with a special needs are, or handicapped in some way. Why? If we live just once and we born in the birth and die in the grave, and so these people is not experience the God's justice, and just the plurality of the lives can explain this kind of abnormality. Yeah. So the next slide is: all human beings sense the need to stay alive, to enjoy life, to love and be happy. If dying persons are told that they will live a while longer, that their time has been delayed, or especially that they will be happier than they have ever been, their hearts rejoice. Of what use would such aspiration of happiness be? However, it only took a puff of air to dissipate them. So this is another thought brought by Kardec. So everybody wants to be happy, even the people that have suicidal thoughts. They want to be happy. Most of the suicidal people, they don't want to die. They want to disappear with the problem. So if they live in a special mind condition, that they cannot see the happiness in anywhere, and they just see problems all around. So most of the suicidal people, exceptuating the people that are sick, mind sick, has a mind problem or something like that. But normal people that tends to suicide, they want to be happy. They don't want to die. They want to make the problem disappear. So in this case, why this search for happiness and search for being in well-being and good things disappear in just a moment, just like that? So it's something that we need to think about also, because many let's think about the scientists, philosopher, and all those people that go to the peak of knowledge in the earth, Nobel Prize, and people that are dedicated to charity whole entire life. And also we need to think about the evil people that spend the whole entire life doing bad things to the other people, and just die, and they won't pay, they won't fix and repair what they did before. So most of those questions came out for Kardec, because most of people that think the life is just between the birth and the grave, they think they can do everything, even bad things, even evil things. And if this creed grow up inside us, we're gonna start to think that everything's worthless. Because why should I study? Why should I become better human being? Why should I protect the nature or the environment? Why should I fight against the global warming? If I'm gonna die,
Yeah.
probably I will not suffer like that. So just leave it alone. So those questions, because sometimes we live our life just in a simple way without thinking about those questions. And once we start to think, the single life is meaningless.
It is the point that I like in the spiritual philosophy, or is look to me more fair than the other religions. Considering all religions or all places that I have been during my life, this specific thing, I agree. I think is if we have a nice life, if we are all of these fantastic things, sons of God, not simple animals that deserve to be killed. Because animals also have children or babies with problems that die, they born and die. So not a lot of difference in terms of physical things. But this thing I agree. That is more fair.
Emotion and feelings are different in animals. So we're going to discuss that later.
But they protect their children, so they have some emotional. Penguins. I don't know how to say penguin in English. Anyway. But this part I agree. I think is good.
Yeah,
I enjoy. I'm happy with this.
I'll put more pepper in your thought. I'm gonna make it spicy. There are animals in the edge of transformation to spirits, like horses and dogs, that some spirits say they are in the edge of transformation, but not the dog is going to be a human being. No, the intelligence principles is so advanced at that animals that they act like human beings, but they are not. So it's going to be a huge transformation before this principle becomes a spirit. Maybe not in the earth, maybe not in the solar system, probably in the far future.
Yeah, we don't know. Maybe in other planet, or the format of their body could be like a dog.
No, the human is gonna be always human, not dog.
No, but I'm saying if you in the movies.
All right. Yeah.
And they have funny formats. Well, we don't know. So who knows? They could be. Would you like to be like avatars? I like the movie. So anyway, but I like this part. If you do something wrong here, one day you will pay for this. And also is really a good excuse. If you're suffering, you can say, oh, I deserve because I have done something bad in the other reincarnation. I don't like this a lot because then I always think that I need to suffer and I don't want this.
Yeah, that's something we need to clarify also, because that's not true. I'm not suffering because I did something wrong in the last incarnation. I'm suffering because I understood that I did something wrong and I need to rectify right now. I need repair that. That's making me suffer. That's why most of people, the evil people, are not suffering, because they didn't realize what they are doing. So suffering is different from what we did and what your state, your actual state. But
I can
anyway,
understand, but I still don't like to be suffering. I still
Yeah.
think that I don't deserve. But anyway, I understand. Maybe I try to think that I'm here to teach.
No, we are
But
we are
Linda
all
always,
here to
always tell
learn,
me that I
Viviane.
did something wrong. With her, of course. We were in the same place. So if she did something wrong, I did something wrong with her. It's life.
Okay, it's time for the book. Yeah, Linda.
Yeah, I was today. We have at work. We have a picture with some insects, and I was asking. We were talking about them, and there was a caterpillar. And I was asking the children, "What is that caterpillar? What is that caterpillar going to become?" And they said, "It's going to become a butterfly." And then they saw the butterfly, and they said it might have become that butterfly. And and I think that evolution, as Spiritism teaches us, I don't think. I don't. Sometimes it's a little bit hard for us to imagine how long it takes us to evolve to become like a more enlightened human beings. And I think it's a good job. There isn't a specific time for us to sort of reach a point, because everyone is walking on their own sort of way, their own steps. And I think that life here, it is people who have already reached a point in which they are enjoying life, where they like what they're doing, whatever it might be. They will want to live as long as possible. I mean, while you were talking, Andre, I remember Divaldo Franco, who has asked for many like extensions to the life that he has received, because he wanted to work more. He wanted to stay for longer on this earth, because the job that he's doing is so great that he didn't want to leave it behind and stay like in the back, working from the spiritual world. And so I think there are all of these things that we know that Spiritism brings us. And we also know that, even while we are here, we can receive extension to our lives. And there are many books who talk about that. And so we are always reborn, isn't it? Even in this life, we can sort of receive an extension. So that means a rebirth. We are like, hey, I've just received extra time. So I think this is very true. When we feel that we are in the right path, it's hard to let it go and to sort of to want to leave it behind.
So we have a book.
Yes, I do. Martha, you choose the books or the book. So I have got the same. I have got Our Daily Bread. Daily Bread today. Okay.
Yes, today.
So I open on a question called Good Manners. Take the lowest place, Jesus, Luke 14:10. In this passage, the Master affords us an unforgettable lesson in good manners. It is true that the context is highly symbolic with regard to the paternal banquet of divine mercy. Nevertheless, it would be convenient to transfer this concept in order to apply it to the mechanisms of common day living. The recommendation of our Savior applies to all situations when we are called to examine something new brought on by our fellow men. For instance, someone who enters a home or participates in a reunion for the first time with an air of superiority, a know-it-all attitude, and gives the impression of being from a better environment than that in which he is visiting, becomes intolerable to those present. Even though it be a group misguided in these ulterior motives of finality, it would be unreasonable for an enlightened individual to become an austere and demanding counselor. For the task of rectifying or guiding souls, it is indispensable for the faithful worker of righteousness to initiate the effort and reach out to these hearts through genuine fraternity. Only in this way he will be able to file away the imperfections effectively, thereby eliminating a portion of the shadows daily by way of constant service. We know that Jesus was the great reformer of the world, correcting and spreading love, asserting that he had come to mankind to fulfill the law. Do not attach the places where you find yourself. Do not attack the places where you find yourself When you stop somewhere with your siblings in God, do not overshadow them by exhibiting the extent of knowledge that you have mastered in the areas of love and wisdom. If you have decided to cooperate for the good of others, do not outshine so that those around can truly understand you. By imposing rules or displaying powers, you will accomplish nothing except to establish stronger disturbances. To me, this message is calling us to remind ourselves to be humble, because I think Liliane has mentioned about how small we are. But sometimes we think that we are great because we are proud, because of our egos. But here we are called that no matter where we find ourselves, that we need to remember that Jesus was the greatest man to inhabit this world, in regards to his evolution, to his moral evolution, and he never showed himself to be better than anyone. He always humbled himself. He always sat with everyone, talked to everyone, and in that way his light was shining. He was spreading this love. He was assuring everyone that everyone is important, that we all belong to these, we all belong together as a family. So this is what this message tells me today.
Yes, teaching us to behave with other people in society, in community, and understand that we are just part of the group. Not the most of people think they are leaders, they are the most, the cream of the cream. Actually, we are not. We are just part of the globe. And as Liliane said wisely, we are nothing compared to the universe and all this power that commands us. So yeah, we need to be humble all the time. Yeah. All right. We just got the time.
Yeah, let's carry on with our final step of our group, of this group, which is once again, let's unite our thoughts. Imagining in our mind's eyes, thinking as spirits, thinking about our world, this beautiful planet that has fed us, has received us for many centuries, and is always prepared and ready to give us different opportunities for us to learn how to love, how to share, how to be humble, how to develop our moral standards, our ethics. We've had many teachers, and we are still today facing many difficulties in our world. But one thing we are certain is that Jesus is walking with us. He is guiding us. He is overseeing lovingly everything that happens and brings us every day different opportunities so that we may make better choices, so that we may find the light that is within us and spread it around us, making this world less shadowy, making it a better place for everyone. And we know that one day we will be walking hand in hand because we will have learned that we are brothers and sisters, that we are all equal because we are all human beings, and that is what unites us. And if you have taught us, Lord, to leave no one behind, to love even our enemies, so that we can understand that our aim is not a hatred, is not to hate one another, but to find love, to unite ourselves through the light that our Father has created us. And so with that in mind, we would like to ask you, Lord, to bless our world, to envelop it with light, to envelop it with peace, to help all the men who are still fighting to find a way to solve their problems through talking, so that we will put a stop in trying to kill each other. Because it doesn't matter how many bad people we think we are killing. There are millions of people being born every day, and they will be free to make the choices that we all have had before. And so we thank you, Lord, for helping us to understand that we need to follow the principles you have left us in order to become better people. And we thank you, and we thank our brothers who have guided us today. We thank those who have come to inspire us during this study. And we ask your permission, Lord, to finish this meeting now. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.